good men are losing in dating right now. Not because they're doing something wrong, but because doing everything right somehow isn't enough. Women say they want a nice guy, but when they get one, the interest fades. Today, we're breaking down why that happens, what's really going on, and what good men need to understand.
Excuse me. Sorry, can I just say you are the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life.
Cringe.
What?
Cringe.
I hate misogyny, so that's... No. Look, I've got a PhD, I'm a doctor, my life is sorted out, I can make your life...
Fuck off.
Hey, you dirty slut. How you doing?
Yeah.
You're a scat, aren't you? You're a scat. I can smell your minge from here. Smells good.
If you don't let me take you out for dinner, I'll kill myself.
I'm a bricklayer, okay? And I'm bricked up right now.
3.6 million views. Because every nice guy has lived this exact moment. You approach a woman respectfully, you're genuine, you're kind. And she calls it cringe. That word has done more damage to good men than anything else in modern dating.
What is a woman truly saying if they say, I don't like nice guys?
They're saying that my nervous system does not produce the effect that I call love around people who do not send it into some kind of fight or flight response.
Wow.
When I am met with someone who does not make me chase, when I am met with someone who doesn't make me feel I have to earn their love, when I am met with someone who doesn't play games, doesn't give me anxiety by being consistent for 3 days and then dropping off the radar for 5 or a week, when I am with someone who doesn't do those things, it doesn't feel like love to me. Wow. It does not feel like passion. It doesn't feel like fireworks. It doesn't feel like the thing that I think I'm supposed to feel.
Wow.
Matthew Hussey nailed it. When a woman says she doesn't like nice guys, she's really saying that kindness alone doesn't trigger attraction. It's not about being mean. It's about being someone who challenges her, who has his own life, who isn't trying to earn love by being agreeable.
I don't like guys that are boring. I really like a guy who can make me laugh and who every day is an adventure.
Every day is an adventure?
Yeah, even if it's a small adventure. I like somebody who can keep my attention. I get bored really easily.
The girls at the panel here, do you get bored really easily with guys?
Yes.
Or you said that, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah? You get bored?
Yeah.
Didn't you say you got bored with your guy? Why?
This is a ridiculous expectation to have out of your relationships. I understand seeing value in that, appreciating him for when he goes out of his way, make things exciting or surprises. I understand showing appreciation for that. It shouldn't be expected on the daily. And if you feel like this and you get bored in your relationships quickly, it's worth considering like picking up some new hobbies or figuring out why you get so bored. Maybe you need to add more to your life, get another job. That's not your partner's job to keep you entertained 24/7. And even if this was your only requirement out of a relationship, which I have a feeling that's not the case, that's still asking too much. If your goal is to have a long-term relationship, be warned it will get boring sometimes. You need to also take action on keeping it exciting and doing random things or encouraging him to take you somewhere new. It needs to go both ways.
She wants every day to be an adventure, and there's nothing wrong with wanting excitement. But the reality is, real life isn't an adventure every day. And if stability feels boring to you, that says more about your nervous system than the nice guy who got burned. That's the part nobody talks about. Society punishes men for being kind, then wonders why they stop being kind. You can only get rejected for being genuine so many times before you put up walls.
Today I'm giving you the psychology behind why women chase bad boys over nice guys. You've been with this lady, but then you wonder, I'm a very good guy. Why doesn't this lady want to choose me and keeps on choosing the other person who seems to have not the good behavior, like I'm well behaved, I'm organized, I have everything. Now, you have to understand the first thing that women choose bad boys, and this is not shallow, it's primal, because reckless and arrogant men, they trigger instincts that nice guys never touch. And when you're a nice guy, there's something that you cannot trigger in a woman. That's why you're stuck in the friend zone. And I'm not saying that people need to be reckless, but I'm just explaining to you what is that very major thing which makes ladies go for bad boys instead of good guys, all right? It is because of that kind of instinct which is triggered each and every time because they arouse their emotion in some way that women being emotional creatures, they need that emotional, what is it called? Bringing up those emotions. And number two, you have to understand that bad boys in some way, they seem to be a bit magnetic to women because they possess what we call strength. They possess some type of...
The psychology is clear. Women don't choose bad boys because they enjoy being mistreated. They choose them because bad boys display confidence, unpredictability, and emotional intensity. Nice guys can learn those traits without becoming toxic. That's the key. So it's not that good men are the problem. It's that good men have been taught to suppress everything that creates attraction. But there's another layer to this. Let's talk about what happens after she finally chooses the good guy.
Healthy relationships be boring as sometimes. Like when you really start to find your, like I'm saying this as fresh in the 30s. I got a new appreciation for boring, my right. I got a whole new appreciation for not just being able to sit the down with me and mine and not have nothing, ain't on fire, don't nobody need me to leave the house, I'm good. So while you young, yeah, it seemed like you want exciting every day, but I'm a caution you, because thing too, like the caution, when you always looking for excitement from your relationship, you gonna start expecting the person across from you to perform for your entertainment, you feel me? And that's not nobody's job, bruh.
Yes, it is. The tap dance.
Like, if y'all want to add new layers to y'all relationship because the old shit ain't working, you need to figure out ways to become a new person. You know what I'm saying? Do some new shit in your own life so your partner got some new shit to learn. And let them do some new shit in their own life so you got some shit to learn. But actual excitement, bro, that ain't their job to provide that for you.
1.7 million views because people needed to hear this. Healthy relationships can feel boring. Not because they're bad, but because your brain got addicted to chaos. And when the chaos stops, your brain thinks something is wrong. It's not. You're just healing.
Healthy relationships will feel boring to you if you haven't been in a healthy relationship before. I'm Alex, a trauma-informed dating and relationship coach who helps you to heal from your past so that you can learn how to date with confidence and attract healthy soul-aligned love. And the reason healthy relationships are going to feel bizarre if you've been through a slew of toxic ones is because your nervous system has been conditioned from your past relationship to have really high highs and really low lows. So when you get into a healthy relationship, you start to wonder, why is there no drama? Should we be fighting more? This is kind of boring. Is this normal? And the answer to that last question is yes. That feeling of boringness doesn't mean there's no chemistry. Your nervous system has simply been conditioned to anticipate volatility. And if you want to learn how to identify your relationship patterns and recognize the most common red flag, head to my bio and get my free web class. And make sure to follow for more.
Here's one thing nobody talks about when you are so used to toxic bullshit relationships and anxious attachment style and the avoidant and the narcissist, and you actually meet somebody that's secure and nice and trying to give you love. We are so used to feeling like, oh my God, this person's not going to like me and they're not going to want to be with me, and start to, catastrophize the feeling that comes up in the body. There's a safety in knowing I'm not actually going to get this person. It's just a feeling that's reminiscent of a feeling I felt when I was a child. Versus when we actually start to date somebody and they're giving you the love, that goes against your core belief. So off the bat, it's, wait a minute, you see my worth, you see my value, you actually care about me, you want to give me these things. Your nervous system is first firing off saying, we have never felt this before. I have no idea how to keep you safe. Abort mission. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But then also our narratives start to come up of, well, wait a minute, if they see my worth, and how much value do they have? Because I'm used to running after people. I'm used to it being unhealthy. I'm used to all of this. It can feel incredibly uncomfortable to start to receive the love, because guess what? You now need to acknowledge I am worthy and deserving. Holy fuck, there isn't something wrong with me. That's why healthy can feel so fucking uncomfortable, especially when all you're used to is toxic and nonsense and bullshit. So it's okay. Welcome to being human. Part of doing the work isn't just about not giving people a chance who are wasting your time and being low effort and all that, but it's also about opening yourself up to the people that are trying to give you the love that you so clearly deserve. But if your core beliefs are against that, it's going to be really tough to receive it.
This is the real epidemic. Women leaving good men because stability doesn't give them the same high as toxicity. Your nervous system was wired for survival, not for peace. And the man who gives you peace will always feel less exciting than the one who gave you anxiety. Until you do the work.
Sometimes men disappear because they feel like their effort is not being reciprocated. Talk about it. So hear me out. A lot of women feel like their approach to dating is, you as a man have to prove to me you are worthy of my time, my energy, and me being more vulnerable to you. And because of what you've been through, you think that's the right way to do it. But unfortunately, when you're dealing with a man who's actually serious and he's seeing you're holding back, you got walls up, he has concerns that you're wasting his time. So now he falls off because he's like, all right, she's tripping, she's not really making any effort. But because there's still a desire there, because he still likes her, I think the comment, the like is a temperature check. Let me see how she'll respond. Let me see if I can still reignite something here. But it all stemmed from, are we actually making a mutual effort to get to know each other? Okay. So just make sure before you start throwing all kinds of accusations at the man, ask yourself, was I coming correct in this process or not?
Cook up, sir.
Men disappear because they feel unappreciated, not because they lost interest. When a man pours into a woman and gets nothing back, he doesn't complain. He just leaves. And by the time she notices, he's already gone.
Why do men work so hard to get you? And then when you finally get them a chance, they won't put in the work to keep you.
Oh, sometimes it don't be there when we get there. Damn. Yeah, no, I'm tired of not leaving Yelp reviews, bro. Y'all need to stop going quietly on some cool. Like, I'm not saying this about every woman. I'm not saying it's a majority. I'm not saying none of that. Matter of fact, I'm not saying it's the woman at all. Perhaps I did everything that I did. I pursued you. And once we got into an intimate enough environment, we realized this is where we should stop. We don't belong anywhere closer to each other than what we've gotten so far. As a matter of fact, this is a perfect time for us to get off the boat without crashing. I think too often we men and women for that matter, we feel entitled to a positive result from dating somebody. We feel entitled to a positive result from doing the quote unquote right things, right? If I'm a this, you can see it in dudes, right? I done put the bread up, I done planned the dates, I done did all that, and she still ain't this, that, and the third. It's like, fam, was you on that because this is who you are, or was you on that because you thought it would impress her? So I'm not saying nothing about you again. I'm just saying that, like, some dudes, we do all that pursuing. We get there and be bland as hell.
Men stop trying when they realize the goalposts keep moving. You work hard to get her, then you're expected to work even harder to keep her. But the effort is never enough because the real issue was never effort. It was compatibility. Here's the truth. Good men don't need to become bad boys. They need to become strong men. Men with boundaries, men with purpose, men who don't sacrifice their identity just to be liked. And women who keep losing good men need to ask themselves what they're really chasing. Because if peace feels boring, the problem isn't the man, it's the pattern. Subscribe if you're done settling for less than you deserve.